everyone, I am Teacher Genky, your pre-service teacher for today. Now, let's make environmental science fun and I hope you have a blast. Before we are going to start our lesson, let's play jumbled letter game, wherein you are going to arrange the jumbled letter and find the right word that would represent the picture being shown. For the first one, can you unjumble this letter? Very good, it's science. So now, what science is? Science is the systematic knowledge of the physical or material world gained through observation and experimentation. It is something that may be studied or learned. It is when you discover new things, create new things through experimentation. That is science. It is the application of knowledge and understanding of the natural and social world following a systematic knowledge based on evidence. For the second one, can you unjumble this letter? It's environment. Very good. So, do you know what environment is? Environment from the word environeer, which means to encircle, around, or surround. It is all the living and non-living things around us. It includes the animals, plants, forests, farms, also continents, oceans, and clouds. Structures, urban center, living spaces, which includes buildings or where you are sitting or watching this video. How human beings interact with each other, social relationship, and institution is part of the environment. Environment is the sum total of land, water, air, interrelationship among themselves and also with human beings and other living things. It is about the surrounding condition influencing the development or growth of people, animals, or plants. Human life is concerned to be the main in the study of environment. Now, let's proceed to our main lesson for today, which is the definition, scope, and importance of environmental science. For our lesson for today, our objective is first, understand the definitions, scope, elements, and importance of science and environment. Second, create a digital poster that values the importance of science and environment. Third, we will recognize the importance of preserving the environment. First, let's have a field trip. Do you know this place? What do you think happened here? What do you think are you doing? From the places that we have been, what do you think environmental science is? Environmental science is the study of the effects of natural and unnatural process and interaction of the physical components of the planet on the environment. It means that it aims to help us understand and solve our environmental problems. It is also an interdisciplinary field and requires the study of the interaction among the physical, chemical, and biological components of environments with the focus on environmental pollution and degradation. So this type of problem is what environmental science is studying and trying to solve. That's why in this subject, we will understand how things around us affect the planet.
Environmental science is about making the world a better place, identifying the issues, how people are impacting on the environment, and how we can move forward and solve them. Environmental science increasingly is helping understand the actions of our everyday lives and how those might be tweaked or changed so we have less of an impact. There are some important definitions of the environment. According to Boring, a person's environment consists of the sum total of the stimulation which he received from his conception until his death, indicating that environment is made up of various types of forces such as physical, intellectual, mental, social, moral, and emotional. Douglas and Holland define the term environment is used to describe in aggregate all the external forces, influences, and conditions which affect the life, nature, behavior, and the growth and the development and maturity of living organism. The environment consists of 4 segments of the Earth, namely the atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, and biosphere. Let's start on atmosphere. I know that most of us already know what atmosphere is because it was being taught on our high school years. Now let's just recall what atmosphere is. Atmosphere forms a distinctive protective layer about 100 kilometers thick around the Earth. It is a blanket of gases that surrounds the Earth and protect the surface of Earth from the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays. Exposure to UV rays can cause sunburn, premature aging of the skin, and signs of sun damage. If you notice on the farmers or any other workers that are exposed to the sun, you can see some sign of sun damage on their skin or their skin look too old. So if dili mo gusto ma-doubt inyong skin or dili mo gusto matiguang tan-awon, avoid magpainit, especially 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Atmosphere also regulates temperature, preventing the Earth from becoming too hot or too cold. The atmosphere is composed of nitrogen and oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, and trace gases. Kabantay sad mo karon nga mag-alas city pa is init na kaayo. That because of the people who abuse our planet. People who burn plastics, and those factories can destroy the atmosphere. Hydrosphere. When we heard about hydrosphere, it comprises all types of water resources such as the ocean, seas, lakes, rivers, streams, polar ice caps, glacier, and groundwater. Did you know that ocean represents 97% of the Earth's water and about 2% of the water resource is locked in the polar ice caps and glacier? Ice cap and glacier are seen in the North Pole and South Pole, and only about 1% is available as fresh water, such as in river, lake, streams, and as groundwater for human use. Lithosphere. Lithosphere is the crust and outer mantle of the Earth. It consists of minerals occurring in the Earth crust and the soil. The 4th spheres of the Earth is biosphere. It indicates the realm of living organism and interaction with the environment. It consists of the 3: atmosphere, which is air, hydrosphere, which is water, and lithosphere, which is the earth. It also known as the ecosphere, the worldwide sum of all ecosystems. This picture illustrates what biosphere is. Environment is constituted by the interacting system of physical, biological, and cultural elements interrelated in various ways, individually as well as collectively. The physical elements, they are determine the variable character of human habitat, its opportunities as well as limitation. So, the physical elements are the space, landform, water bodies, climate, soil, rocks, and minerals. It means that physical elements are those elements that are exposed in the physical layer. Biological elements is any chemical element that is found in the molecules and compounds that make up a living organism. So, living organisms such as the plants, animals, microorganisms, and man constitute the biosphere. The physical element is the non-living things, while the biological elements is the living things. The cultural elements, from the word itself cultural, which is relating to the ideas, custom, and social behavior of the society. Cultural elements are to be considered at group level and are not necessarily homogeneously known, accepted, endorsed by members of their related cultural groups. Cultural elements such as economic, social, political elements are essentially man-made features which make the cultural background.
Environmental studies makes us aware about the importance of protection and conservation of our Mother Earth and about the destruction due to the release of pollution into the environment. Environmental studies have become significant for the following reasons. First, environment issues are becoming global. Second, development and environment. Third, explosive increase of pollution. Fourth, need for an alternative solution. And fifth, need for wise planning and development. As we keep on increasing in number the quantity of resources each of us uses also increases. The Earth cannot be expected to sustain the expanding level of utilization of resources. We waste or pollute large amount of nature's clean water. We create more and more amount of plastic that we discard after the single use. We waste large amount of food which we discard as garbage. Air pollution and water pollution only lead to diseases. And improving this situation will only happen if each of us begins to take action in our daily lives. That we will help preserve our environmental resources. We cannot expect the government alone to manage the safeguarding of our environment, nor we cannot expect other people to prevent environmental damage. We need to do it ourselves. We can start protecting our environment through little ways like planting trees or avoid throwing garbage anywhere. Environmental science is important because it makes us realize that environmental problems are global. It can tell us how to use natural resources sustainably. It also teaches us how to conserve biodiversity. In environmental science, we can find a way to eliminate environmental problems like pollution and climate change. What have you learned from our lesson for today? Now, let's recall so that we can determine if you have really learned something from our lesson. First question: what is environmental science? What are the scope, limitation, and elements of environment? Why is it important to study the environmental science? Now, if you can answer that, you have really learned from our lesson. So that's the end of our lesson. I hope you have learned something today. Our assignment and activities will be posted on our Google Classroom. If you have question or violent reaction on our lesson, you can message me on my Facebook account. Thank you and God bless.